Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's premium review in which we are taking a look at the P-51A Mustang sitting at 3.0 battle rating in both realistic battle and arcade. This is the original Thunder League, one of the original Thunder League planes that you could earn doing some assignments and stuff like that. Beautiful skin as well, used in that first league back in the day. Very nice, finally got around to flying it. It's been a while, right? This is an extremely fast plane for its battle rating. Very nice. Maximum speed at sea level is 538 kilometers an hour. At 4,500 meters it is 494 kilometers an hour. And at 6,500 meters it is 468 kilometers an hour. Now, for a 3.0 battle rating plane, that is faster than almost anything it faces in a straight line. It is also very fast in a dive. The top speed in a dive is 806 kilometers an hour before the red line and 890 kilometers an hour before it rips. Very good speed, this plane. Excellent. And you can pretty much outrun everybody. One of the favorite tactics in this plane then is to get up to altitude and to boom and zoom from there. That is possible because the climb rate on this Mustang is actually quite good, which is nice. You can get to the altitude it needs. You have maximum cruising speeds that are competitive, especially at the higher altitude. The higher you go, of course, this is a Mustang, it is good at the higher altitude and has excellent top speed. There, the drop off from the original speed at sea level to the higher levels is not that much. The stall speed in this plane is 145 kilometers an hour, which seems pretty decent, although most planes at 3.0 battle rating have a lower stall speed. This plane is also extremely sluggish though, below 350 kilometers an hour. Extremely sluggish. There is hardly any roll rate below 350 kilometers an hour, which is a little bit of a problem in stall maneuvers, as you get very slow then, and if you want to roll out of that you've got a problem. So it's very dangerous to do stall out maneuvers in this plane. Be careful, only do it when you are extremely sure you have the energy advantage. Otherwise, in a pickle, you just dive away, extend, level out, extend some more and then slowly climb back to altitude and engage at a time and place of your choosing. Control stiffening in this plane is not an issue. There is barely any control stiffening, even at 750 kilometers an hour. The roll rate is very nice there and you have full control of the plane. So that is very nice, especially because in a dive this plane should be able to escape. Well, you actually can in this plane, which is nice. The firepower is decent. Why not good? As on most American planes, because this plane doesn't have 6 50 cals, but this plane only has 4 M2 Browning machine guns. The inner pair has 350 rounds per gun and the outer pair has 280 rounds per gun. I used ground targets in this match and I used a 600 meter convergence. Acceleration in a straight line is decent. In a dive it's good. The plane has good energy retention in the horizontal, and in the vertical it's decent as long as you keep the plane in a semi-shallow climb and you don't do much with roll rate. It does lose a lot of energy though in high G vertical maneuvers. So you start rolling and turning an elevator and ruddering. At the same time in the vertical this plane will lose the speed quickly. So be aware of that. Climb rate in the plane, like I said, is good. Turn time is average, especially on the lower speeds it is atrocious. On the mid speeds it is average, and on the higher speeds it's decent to good. You can surprise a person on the higher speeds sometimes, but you lose speed immediately and you become atrocious. So you just don't want to turn fight in this plane. Please don't do it. You can use the flaps in those initial turns if you have to, if you're absolutely forced to. The flaps don't rip off until 715 kilometers an hour, so you can use them for quite a long time in a dive as well. But yeah, I would not advise for you to turn in this plane even with the flaps, but like I said, in a pickle you can use them up until 715 kilometers an hour, and maybe you will surprise the opponent that is after you, or make him overshoot, or whatever. The roll rate in this plane is decent, but it really depends on the speed. When it's fast, it's good, decent to good, but anything below that and it becomes atrocious. Especially, like I said, very sluggish below 350 kilometers an hour. Maneuverability overall, I would say, is below average on the lower speeds, and it could be considered average to good on faster speeds. Overheating in the plane with continuous web is possible to get, but it is easily cooled off in this plane. So I would not consider overheating a problem in the plane. Durability, I have taken hits in most of my matches in this plane, and it seems to take the damage well, so that is quite nice. All in all, this is a Mustang without payloads. It is a pure fighter, and you'll just have the 50 cals to work with. But I found this plane to be an excellent plane, both in realistic battle and in arcade. Mainly dictated by its speed. It has a speed advantage on pretty much all the planes. The name of the game in this plane basically is keep the speed up. And only turn in the vertical when you know it is safe. And never turn in the horizontal. That's basically it. But you know what? This is a boom and zoomer pure sung, and you gotta use it in that way. I had some nice RB matches in it, as you saw them come by. Even killed some Hitler bolts in there as we jumped into this AB match. Now this AB match had a Think member in that, Thunderpants. It's a good pilot, I met him before. But he got pulled low in his Thunderbolt, in his Hitler bolt for some reason, and he jumped out of the match. So one of their best pilots of the enemy team really was already lost to them from the beginning, and that's why it was easy cruising, I think. But we went into our boom and zoom mode. We are a good 4-5 kilometers away from the enemy spawn right now, trying to pick up stragglers, trying to clear the last of the higher enemy fighters and attackers. And yeah, basically and here we go again for the people who don't like spawn camping, but this is where you're gonna be when you win the fight for the higher altitudes. We pushed Thunderpants in his Hitler bolt down, we pushed the Corsair down, and after that we killed a few attackers, and now there's nobody left. And what do? I knew this plane needs to function from altitude, and there is nobody on altitude in the middle of the map. So if I go to the middle of the map, I will lose my altitude, give up my the situation where I should be in this plane, and I will be the enemy team will get an advantage because they will be able to climb and they will dive on me, and with this plane being dove on, you are a little bit in a problem. Although you could run away from some planes, I guess, but to not get into spawn camping in a plane like this, you would have to basically resign yourself to dying somewhere. And I'm not willing to do that. I'm sorry for the spawn camping purists, but I will stay on altitude and I will dive on incoming planes. And the meta in AB, look at the altitude of the other planes. They are all below 3000 meters, and most are below 2000 meters in the middle of the map. If I want to dive on those guys, I will put myself in a situation where I will get into a very, very bad situation for this plane. And yeah, I mean, I like fair play, but no. I don't think a player should give up their advantage, their hard-won advantage, because spawn camping is such a terrible thing. That is not a thing that I subscribe to. People are diving down right now, except for this P-40 who seems to be coming at me. People are basically still diving towards the middle of the map and get into dogfights, and I am trying to intercept players like this who try to stall out, going after one of my allies. We've got several people coming in, and look, if I'm alone here, I cannot dictate this. If I go after one guy, the other should have opportunity to climb and to get to me. I've explained that in one of my recent premium reviews, in which I also ended up in this position. It is just the basic rundown on how a AB match evolves. This is a very nice shot of this Corsair, by the way. He shoots off my flaps, and that was a critical on the flap. He definitely killed that flap. Absolutely. As we get a POTUS 630 that's coming up here as well. We're stalling him out. I'm doing a climbing spiral here until he stalls out. We also got attacked by a buffalo, and we're gonna get into him. I guess I didn't edit this quite correctly. I edited out my kill on the POTUS, unfortunately. After that I immediately got attacked by that buffalo, and we got into another climbing spiral. He got tired of this though after I got my first shot on him, and he decided to dive away. The tickets though are going very rapidly in our disadvantage. Although it is still very close, people are still going after ground targets from both teams. But we are a little bit behind there. As we go for the Zero that climbed up and went after a bomber there. Not being aware of his situation. Situational awareness fail, I would say. As the match continued, and we are actually in the advantage right now. Slightly. But we lost. Bloody hell. Well, I did my best. 14 kills and 3 assists in this match. Let's see what kind of rewards we got. Final blow, Hero of the Sky and Survivor. 28,000 Silver Lions and 3,600 research points. Pitiful number of Silver Lions though for that amount of kills. But anyway, I'll see you in the conclusion. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now the P-51A is a fantastic plane at its battle rating. It's very fast, both in a dive and in a straight line. Good acceleration, nice performance in a dive, no control stiffening there, good guns. 450 cals. I mean, I like this plane. I like the boom and zoom. It's nice. You can. It's actually one of the more simple ways to play this game. If your situational awareness is good, you can do it, and especially in a plane like this, which supports the role, it is very enjoyable to fly, and you almost feel untouchable. Maybe not for the enemy, but hey. They have to try to counter that, right? It will make them better pilots. Anyway, guys, if you ever get the opportunity to get your hands on this plane, I would definitely recommend you to try to get it, because the plane is worth it without a doubt. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.